Laurel, Gary and Mark.
Yet another incident at Dreamworld yesterday. 6 patrons stranded on the buzzsaw ride for something like 30 minutes, all to do with a safety sensor. But this seems to be happening a lot lately at our amusement parks. And someone who knows all about it, they've actually studied it, completed a Master of Fine Arts degree with Queensland University of Technology. Malcolm Burt, good morning.
Hello there.
Malcolm, you've done a lot of study on this, and we are seeing a lot of these incidents of late.
Look, I think it's just because people have fun day at amusement park doesn't necessarily make for great news. And in the wake of what happened at one of our favourite theme parks in Australia, people are sort of more sensitised to this. That's why it seems to pop up. But these rides, they are designed to stop the slightest hint of anything that they're perceived are going wrong. So it's quite safe.
But are we seeing this happening in amusement parks around the world?
Well, I'm actually in the US doing research for my PhD right now, and of course it involves going to a lot of parks. And I've been on a couple of rides that have stopped here. It's quite normal. It's usually broadcasted quite clearly to people on the rides that this is safe, it's fine. There are incidents in parks around the world. These machines are heavy machinery at the end of the day, and unfortunately, heavy machinery, despite how well it's maintained and how carefully it's checked, occasionally breaks down. We have a kind of a compact with amusement parks and extreme thrill rides, I suppose, because they present themselves as being incredibly dangerous. Otherwise, there's no boasting about getting off a kid's ride. But we know that they're safe. But in actual fact, when something goes wrong, that compact is kind of broken, and we're doubly shocked because we don't expect to actually be hurt.
Well, the buzzsaw roller coaster yesterday was stopped automatically by a safety sensor. So what type of danger is this safety sensor sensing that it would stop a ride?
The safety sensors, I know, are heavily over-engineered. If there's a sense that the wind is too strong, or a certain part of the ride doesn't hit another part of the ride that it expects, or all sorts of things like that will cause the ride to be shut down. So it's an abundance of caution, basically.
We seem to be hearing a lot more of them happening on our home turf, just down the road at places like Movie World and Dreamworld, etc. The happiest place on earth, Disneyland, does it have a really good record, or is it just that we just don't hear about it?
Well, Disneyland, it's not necessarily an extreme thrill ride kind of park, but they frequently have people dying. They have accidents. There's been several people that have actually died in Disneyland over the years, but it's a larger and more sophisticated mechanism, I suppose, to keep things quiet, whereas we're a little bit more smaller and transparent in Australia.
Well, we thank you so much for your words on that. Malcolm Burt, amusement academic. Malcolm, thanks so much for your time.
Thank you.
Laurel, Gary and Mark.